I'm Jes Watson. I'm the Editor-in-Chief of Canadian Living, and I'm sitting here today with Beth Lockley, the VP of Marketing for Penguin Random House Books. We're here to talk about some great reads, all of which are featured in the November issue of Canadian Living. I just want to start off by saying that we will be giving away 3 packages of 2 of those books. The first of which is Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, and the second is Couple Next Door. So please comment below, and at the end of this Facebook Live, we'll be selecting 3 winners to give 3 prize packs to.
Great, well thanks for having me. It's such an incredible time for books. Fall is our busiest season. It's when a lot of the big names have their books come out. The award season kicks off. It leads into the holiday gift giving. So I'm really excited to share some of the reads that are in your upcoming issue. One of them that I know you're loving as well is Jodi Picoult's Small Great Things. Obviously, Jodi Picoult is an international bestseller. She's got fans everywhere. And one thing that I really love about Jodi's writing is the ability that she has to tackle these really sort of tough social issues that are representative of what's happening in the world today. She did it in a previous book called 19 Minutes, where she took on school shootings. And here she takes on the really tricky subject of race relations. There's incredibly powerful characters. I know we were chatting a little bit about them. Ruth being one of them. So the premise is there's Ruth, who's this labor and delivery nurse, and she's ultimately accused of murder by a white supremacist family. And it's absolutely heart-wrenching what she goes through.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a deft treatment of a really controversial issue, and the way that Jodi Picoult forms these characters, some are not even really that likable, but you just get drawn in by their stories. They're so three-dimensional; they really pop off the page.
Yeah. And there's, this book's kind of got everything in it. It's, it's got these tense moments. It's got some amazing courtroom drama. Yes. The lawyer that represents Ruth is really conflicted about how much race should be a part of the trial aspect of it. So it's really good. I think this is going to be a great one for book clubs. It's there's a lot to talk about here, and Jodi knows that too. Like she recognizes this is a tough subject, but an important one, and one that we should be having a conversation about.
Yeah. And I will say that if you are planning on reading this book, and you should, please, if you're reading it in a public place, be prepared to cry. I've been on the subway and I've really been tearing up all over Toronto. It's very poignant.
It's very true. And you're doing an event with Jodi.
I am. For anybody in the GTA or the Toronto area, we are doing a live event on October 27th at the Enoch Turner Schoolhouse. So please go to CanadianLiving.com, VIP events, and you can find all the details for that.
That's great.
Yeah.
More to come. This is a really exciting season for rock and roll fans. Not only do we have Canadian rock icon Robbie Robertson's memoir, Testimony, coming out, but we've also got I Am Brian Wilson by, of course, one of the founding members of the Beach Boys, a group that really needs no explanation. I mean, they've written some of the most timeless classics ever. I think, Paul McCartney's gone on record to say that, they've written some of the best songs that we will ever have. And this is a really candid, deeply personal memoir from Brian Wilson. He talks about his struggles with mental health, drug abuse, and really the pressures that came with the fame and fortune. And it's just really, and what I really love from music bios and memoirs is I love the behind the scenes on sort of the creative process, on how these 100%. Songs that we love and have become so iconic, like how they came to be, which I find really fascinating. So this is one that I just think people are really going to love. It's going to be a great gift book, of course. And I think you've had a chance to read this one as well.
Yeah, I did read this one, and what I found really interesting about it was just, I think everybody's familiar with the Brian Wilson story, but just hearing it in his own voice and his own words. It really just drove, the struggle home. And I also loved, he was so well connected. He is so well connected. Seeing those cameos of big names from the music scene from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s was just so much fun.
Yeah, it was really great. October is a really great month for us. A really exciting month. One of the things we're really excited about is the movie release of Girl on the Train, based on the adaptation, of course, of our runaway bestseller from last year. The trailer is getting great buzz. It looks so good. Emily Blunt is in the lead role.
And that's out October 7th.
And it's out October 7th in theaters. And what's great about big movies like this is they obviously bring a whole new readership to the books. I always find it fascinating. I mean, working in books, when people say they see a big movie and they say, "Oh, that was a book. I totally want to read that now." But we always say that if you haven't, if you are interested in the movie and you haven't read the book yet, it's always good to read the book first if you can. That way nothing's spoiled necessarily in the book, in the movie, because obviously there's just, more elements in the book.
Yeah.
But if you have read the book, and you are going to see the movie, a great book that sort of you need to read next. Because the one thing with these books is they're such great page turns that your adrenaline's going and you kind of finish them and you think, oh my god, like I need to start something tonight. So that has to be The Couple Next Door. And we've got this here. Now you guys, I know, you talked about this, you talked to Sherry in the last interview. This is so good. It's so addictive. It's about a couple who leaves their baby next door. They go to a dinner party. They take their faulty monitor with them, and certainly as a parent, if you've done that at some point, even if it's just on your back porch or something like that. And of course, they go home and the baby's gone, and then sets this twisty and turny page turner. So something to absolutely pick up once you've had your Girl on the Train fix, for sure.
Yes, although maybe not in one sitting, because you'll be up all night if you read these back to back.
Yeah, don't start it if you're trying to get to bed early.
Yes, it will keep you going. You'll be up until it's done, for sure.
Absolutely. And then, wow, this is a big one. And I think one, like, hockey fans rejoice, sports fans rejoice. This is Wayne Gretzky's memoir. This is what it is like to be Wayne Gretzky from the man himself. So this is, starting with him as a little boy, on his backyard skating rink, to him when he was really the biggest fan of the game, and then to him becoming the greatest player of the game. It's who inspired him, who he feared. These are stories that have never been told before, and really a celebration of the sport itself. So this is going to be, a great gift book, great book for Dad, and I just think people are really excited about this one.
Yeah, and also it's the 99th anniversary of the NHL as well, so fitting that number 99 is celebrating with his very own book.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then just another one to mention that's in your issue as well is Margaret Atwood's Tag Seed. This is one of our greatest modern writers, and she's taking on here a retelling of The Tempest, Shakespeare's The Tempest, which is one of his most popular reads, a personal favorite of mine. And this is just really entertaining. It follows a man who's Felix, who's wrongfully fired from his job as artistic director from a theater festival, and he goes on to become a drama teacher at a nearby prison, and then of course, as in The Tempest, as it happens, he finds a way to exact some revenge on his previous job. So this is really good stuff. It's I sort of think of it as The Tempest meets Orange is the New Black. So it's and it's in time as well. Speaking of anniversaries, for the 400th anniversary of Shakespeare's death, and I think just a really cool cover as well.
Yeah,
striking
absolutely.
cover.
And also, we have an interview with Margaret Atwood in our November issue as well. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more about how she came to write the book, you'll want to check that out too. So, thank you so much.
Yeah.
For those of you that have been entering the contest, we will be drawing the winners after the fact for Canadian residents, but please do comment. You still have a chance to win one of 3 bundles of Girl on the Train and The Couple Next Door. So log in or comment below and we'll be in touch. Thank you so much, Beth.
Hey, thanks for having me.